Welcome to a brand new video on my channel. I know it's been a long time guys, but hopefully you will enjoy this one because I spent a decent amount of time on this one. I was enjoying myself quite a bit, I'm not going to lie. But anyway, if you do end up enjoying, please leave a little subscribe and also a like. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the video and I'll see you in a bit. And as usual, on day one, I started off by hitting the only block that there was on this map, the one right underneath my feet. After mining some of these blocks for a few minutes, I decided to craft a crafting table and actually craft up some tools. It didn't take me long to get my first animal, and my first animal was a pig. And also I did decide to actually expand my little island so I felt a little bit safer. Towards the end of day one, I decided to actually make a little pen so I could put all of my animals in there so they wouldn't fall off my island. On the beautiful morning of day 2, I decided to actually expand my island a little bit more and start a tree farm because I did need a lot of wood if I wanted to actually expand this island. And of course after that I did have to go and mine a little bit more, but unfortunately I came across my first mob and it was a zombie with a leather helmet. Oh yeah, and for some reason I got like 60 rabbits at once. And after surviving the night of day 2, I decided to do a bit more farming, including cutting down some trees and of course hitting some more of that one block. But after that, in the middle of the night of day 3, I decided to actually start and make my one block mining area, I'm going to call it that, but my one block mining area a little bit nicer. And on day 4, unfortunately I didn't do that much. I did actually make a little farm to grow some crops and also expand my pen and move it to the other side of the island. And on day 5, all I done pretty much was do a bit more mining on the one block, and actually I did get a wolf on the end of day 5, like just at the beginning of night time. So I decided to box him in so he wouldn't fall off the island, and as soon as I got enough bones I could actually tame it. And luckily I did box him in because soon after I got my first monster party, and let's just say it didn't go as planned. But that wasn't a problem, that was not going to stop us. Okay, maybe it did. And what I'd done after that was mine all the way through the night and make it to day 6, where I'd actually start and expand my island a little bit more. But I quickly realised I was not going to have nowhere near enough dirt, so I decided to hit the one block again. And on day 7 I had a little surprise which I wasn't expecting. It did kind of scare me, but an elder guardian spawned right in front of me. But luckily it just jumped right off the edge. So I just decided to mine all the way till day 9. And on day 10, I actually added a bit more dirt to my island and also crafted some more chests to place down because I did realise that space was going really quickly with all of these new items. Oh yeah, and also some Vexes spawned, which was quite a struggle to kill actually. And on day 11 to 13, I pretty much just built a nice little gazebo because I kind of wanted to make my area a little bit nicer and also safer. So I'd put fences around so that the mobs would actually get stuck in there. So if there was another monster party, they wouldn't all escape and just kill me and knock me off the edge. And on day 14, I was doing a bit more mining and I came across some diamonds. But unfortunately, this wasn't my first diamond because for some reason, I didn't write down in my notes when I got my first diamond. But anyway, after I mined that diamond, another monster party spawned, but this one was a bit more difficult to deal with. On day 15 to 16, it didn't really go too well because right at the start of the day, I pretty much almost died to a witch, and then after that some Vexes, and soon after that I did actually die to a witch. But yeah, it wasn't very easy, but I did actually do something a bit productive and built out the island a little bit further and then started on building a mob farm. And on day 17, I continued building the mob farm and actually done a little bit of progress, but unfortunately I realised very quickly that I was not going to have nowhere near enough cobblestone to build this. So after realising that I had none left, I just went down and started mining again. And on day 18, I would actually like to introduce you guys to my new friend, Eric. So he spawned whilst I was trying to mine for a bit more cobblestone so that I could actually finish the mob farm. So, of course, after I built him a nice little cozy hut, I decided to spend the next few days making a villager breeder because I was going to need a few villagers if I wanted to get some diamond armor from trading. On day 22, unfortunately I didn't film it, but I did get another villager named Vincent. So of course I tried to trap him and get him down into the villager breeder. And after that I did plant a few potatoes so that we could actually get the villager breeder started. But unfortunately I AFK'd for another day pretty much, and I realised that the villagers weren't breeding. But on day 24, I did actually do some changes to the villager breeder in hopes to get my first baby villager, because if we didn't get our baby villager, then we would not get any good trades for some diamond armor. And on day 25 to 26, I pretty much just done a bit more farming, including getting some wood and of course hitting the 1 block. But I also quickly got distracted by another monster party. This one was not too difficult, but I also did get started on building some of my little villager pens where I'd actually trade with them. And it did not take me too long until I managed to get my first villager in its pen. And of course, to get some easy emeralds, I had to make it into a Fletcher. And on day 27 to day 28, I didn't really do much apart from fiddle with the villager breeder again, trying to get my first villager, which I was very struggling to get, to be honest. It was a really big struggle. But I did actually make it to the nether phase, which was really nice. But on day 29, that was a special day because I actually had to craft my first diamond pickaxe. So I was really looking forward to that, but I had to actually craft it because I came across some ancient debris and also some obsidian. But after that, I did actually have a little close encounter with a blaze where it almost burnt down my whole island. So I decided to block it all off with some netherrack. Oh yeah, and I did die to some hoglins, so let's not mention that. And on day 30, for some reason, I started off the day with not a lot of XP. No idea why. But anyway, guess what I did? I went straight to mining again, and soon after, I got another monster party. But this time I was kind of prepared, which I actually blocked off all of the exits for the blazes so they wouldn't jump out and burn down my whole island. So luckily it wasn't too hard. But I did end up dying again and again to some hoglins. And on day 31, I finally managed to get my villager breeder working. So I was very happy, so I went and decided to go and cut down a few trees so that on the next day I could get started on making some more villager pens. So on day 32 to 33, I pretty much just AFK'd and done a little bit of mining whilst I waited for some villagers to spawn. And after that, I did also try to just go right through the nether phase because I really did want to try and get a lava bucket so I could make a cobblestone generator. And on day 34, I just really got fed up of having no space and just having my chest just randomly plonked down on my island because I didn't think it looked very pretty. So I decided to expand the island a little bit more and actually get started on my house where I'd store all of my loot and hopefully it would never get blown up by a creeper. But unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of wood. I preferred to keep all of my wood to turn into sticks and actually get started on leveling up some of my villagers. And day 35 was actually a nice productive day. I actually waited a bit more to get some more villagers, got a few more trapped into their corresponding pens, and then also started on building a new little villager section, which I would actually end up changing later on for some librarians anyway. But also I did have to collect a bit of wood, so I just planted some big tiger trees, and then I managed to build pretty much and almost complete the frame of my house. And for day 36, unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of time for recording that day, so I didn't manage to get that much done. However, I did manage to change the directions where the villagers would go, so this time they would actually run up some stairs and make it to the new area that I built. And after that, I didn't really do much. I just done a bit more mining in hopes to actually get a lava bucket. And on day 37 to 39, for some reason, it took me 3 days to move all of my loot and sort it out and put it into the house. So after that, I decided to just run around a little bit and check on the villagers and realized that I needed a bit more wood to craft some more sticks to get some more emeralds so that I could actually finally manage to level up some of my villagers. And day 40 to 41, you guys might be happy about this, I finally decided to finish the mob farm. Unfortunately, I didn't have any more cobblestone, so I just decided to farm up some wood and then use wood instead. So it didn't take me too long until I got it working, and like this is 1 block Skyblock, it's pretty much like Skyblock, so mobs spawn very, very well in these. And in the night of day 41, I decided to try to get a zombie and try to get it to attack my villagers so that I could cure them and get some better traits. But unfortunately, as you can see, a creeper blew up. So for day 42, after I managed to repair the damage that the creeper dealt to my mob farm, I decided to build like a little spawning area for some zombies right behind the villagers, which I would be able to monitor, and then hopefully just get one zombie to attack all of my villagers, and then I would just have to cure them. So that's pretty much all I've done for day 42. For day 43 and day 44, I realised that my island wasn't looking too good, so I decided to try to make it a little bit prettier by adding some sort of like porch area just above my mob farm, and also I wanted to move my actual farm to like a nice designated area, because right now I just had my crop farm like right in the middle of everywhere. And also at the end of day 44, I decided to actually add a roof to my villager huts. And for the beginning of day 45, I decided to actually change up my zombie villager spawner thing, because I only made it like lengthways and it was like 1 block wide, so nothing was really spawning in it. So I decided to make like a nice wide dark room where stuff would spawn in it. But I quickly realized that there wasn't just going to be zombies spawning in it, so it would make it a little bit more difficult to get a zombie out. And of course, when I was trying to shoot the creepers that were inside, they decided to blow up, so that made for a little bit more of a challenge. But after doing some repairs to the creeper hole, I managed to actually get a zombie out, and I pretty much spent the whole night of day 45 trying to get this zombie to attack these 2 villagers, until I realized that what I had to do really was just stand far enough away so that the zombie wouldn't see me, but would see the villagers. And for day 46, after crafting the golden apples that I needed to cure the villagers, I realized that I could not make a weakness potion because I was really slacking on some nether warts. So I decided to mine a little bit and get a bit more obsidian so that I could make a nether portal. And after I had enough obsidian, I decided to head straight to the nether in hopes to find a nether fortress. After looking around for like a solid 5 minutes, yeah, I only looked around for 5 minutes, I decided to go back home and just mine a little bit more to hopefully get some nether wart. Unfortunately, I didn't, but one good thing is that I got a lava bucket, which was such a great way to end day 46. And for day 47, it was a nice day because it started off with a brand new phase. After I mined the phase for a little bit, I really didn't mind that long, I decided to head to the nether and look around a little bit more, and I came across a bastion. And when I first saw the bastion, I was really happy because I thought that inside the crates there would be some nether wart. But after killing a few of the residents, I looted the crates and realised that nope, there was no nether wart. So unfortunately, I just headed back home and called it a day. And on day 48, I headed straight back to the nether in hopes to find a nether fortress, and guess what? It didn't take too long. I managed to find a nether fortress. After looting around a little bit, I managed to come across a nether wart farm and also a chest, but I didn't want to stay there too long because I felt like it was a bit overpowered, so I decided to head home as soon as possible. Oh yeah, and I also got the achievement for killing a ghast. And of course, on day 49, I was very happy because I could finally make some potions to cure my villagers and hopefully get some good trades, or some cheaper trades anyway. And after that, whilst I was waiting for my villagers to actually get cured, I decided to expand my island a little bit more and set up a little area where I'd end up putting my cobblestone generator. And on day 50 to day 51, unfortunately for some villagers, they managed to say hello to a new friend of theirs. Well, I don't think it was much of a friend because he ended up killing them. But luckily I had a potion so I could cure the villagers, and I also built the cobblestone generator. And towards the end of day 51, I decided to actually get started on building a iron farm, because I was going to need quite a bit of iron so I can do some trading to hopefully max out all of my villagers. And on day 52, when I woke up to some unexpected / uninvited visitors, so I quickly had to deal with those guys, and then I went around the island and placed some torches down where I thought they spawned. After that, I did manage to cure some villagers, and that was pretty much it for day 52. And on day 53 to day 54, it was one of those times where it takes a long time to try to get some good books from the villagers. So that's what I pretty much done the whole time. There was nothing really interesting on those 2 days, apart from that I did manage to pretty much finish my cobblestone generator. And that was also why I wanted books, so I could get some silk touch and then actually just make stone straight away instead of cobblestone. And on day 55 to day 58, you guessed it, I done some more villager stuff. I managed to get some zombies to kill the villagers, and then I cured them because I wanted some cheap bookshelves so that I could actually get started on making a enchanting setup and then getting some of my stuff enchanted. And that is pretty much what I'd done at the end of day 58, and also a bit of cobblestone mining. From day 59 to day 60, I actually got started on making my iron farm, because I did need quite a bit of iron if I wanted to max out all of my villagers, and luckily it didn't take too long for me to build this iron farm. As you can see though, I did run out of glass only by 1 block though, which was really frustrating. But whilst I was waiting for some glass to smelt, I decided to just mine a little bit more to get some extra stone. And on day 61 to day 63, this one took a bit of time because I was finally going to move my animals, because I was so fed up with them just being in the middle there, like right where I go up to my cobblestone generator. So I decided to expand my island a bit, so that was going to require a lot of wood, so I did have to cut down a few trees to finally have enough wood to build this new animal pen. And luckily at the end of day 63, I managed to move all of my animals up into the new pen. On day 64 to day 65, I actually remembered that you could double your dirt if you turn it into coarse dirt. So I headed into the nether and went down to ancient debris level to find some gravel. And look at that, at my first batch of gravel, I found some ancient debris. So that was really lucky. After that, I headed home and got rid of that ugly grass, like the brown grass. I forget the name of this all the time. But I got rid of that and turned that into normal dirt so it would spread into grass. And also used some of my iron to level up some of my villagers. And on day 66, to complete my outfit, I really wanted to get some diamond armor. But unfortunately, I had no diamonds. If I'm not mistaken, I think I had 1 diamond left. But anyway, I decided to get some more villagers and build a new little pen for them, which would be a armorer. Because if you level up the armorer, you actually get some enchanted diamond armor. So that's what I done, and also I had to get rid of some villagers because they were blocking the way up for other villagers to come up and go into my new pen. So that was pretty much it for day 66 to day 67. And on day 68, I wanted a bunch more dirt. So I started off making some more coarse dirt and then hoeing it, and then using my shovel to just insta-mine it, because I did have efficiency 4 on my shovel. But I quickly realized that I did not have enough gravel, so I headed down into the nether, and when I went through the portal, I actually came across a cat, a villager, and a pig, which don't normally spawn in the nether, but I'm guessing they just ran through the portal and were trying to make a new home in the nether. But after seeing those guys, I headed deep down into the nether and actually farmed up some gravel, but I realized I had fortune 3 on my shovel, so I had to head back home and enchant it and got a silk touch instead. And then I managed to finally get enough gravel to continue and make some more dirt. And I pretty much done that for the rest of the few days. And on day 72 to day 75, I finally decided to make my island look a lot nicer. So I replaced most of the wood with some dirt so it would actually turn into grass. And I also built a little extension to the island where I would put a well so I could move my infinite water source and put it inside the well. And after I'd done all of that, I decided to swap the flooring of the animal pen from wood to dirt, so then that would turn into grass and then they could actually eat. And that was it for day 75. And for day 76 to day 77, I actually enjoyed building that well, so I decided I'm going to do a bit more building. This time I decided to actually finally build a tree farm. The only tree farm I had was the little tiny one right at the beginning of this video. And that didn't last too long because I actually had to get rid of that to expand my island. But now I actually finally had a nice big tree farm, and I used some stone slabs this time instead of using the typical wood because I thought it would look nicer, and I'm glad I did because I think it turned out great. Day 78 to day 83. I'm not going to talk too much on this one. I'm going to just let you guys enjoy this build lapse because I finally finished my main house. And on day 84 to day 89, I finally decided to try and complete the 1-block skyblock. So I decided to just keep mining until I finally made it and unlocked the end portal. Because at this point, I just really felt confident enough to finish the game and defeat the Ender Dragon. And on day 90 to day 91, I decided to actually add another little build onto our island. And I decided to just get started and put a base layer down of where I wanted to build a windmill. Because I kind of wanted to build like one of those nice big huge wheat farms on my island. Because I think it would look really, really good for the thumbnail. And on day 92 to day 93, I finally maxed out all of my villagers. Well, except for one which was only a Fletcher, so it didn't really matter. But I could finally buy some diamond armor now from all of my villagers and even some more diamond tools if I needed to, just before the end of fight. And on day 94 to day 95, after I got all of my diamond armor, I decided to unenchant it all because it all had pretty rubbish enchants from the start. And just go and do a bunch of mob farming to get a bunch of XP and a lot, I mean a lot of enchanting. I know I said a lot there because it was a lot. But anyway, that was it for day 95. And on day 96 to day 98, this one didn't take me too long because I'm used to building medieval style towers, but I did finally get started on building my windmill, and I took a bit of a challenge on this one because I built it on an angle so that the fans would be on an angle instead of nice and flat, so it made it quite difficult to build. And unfortunately, halfway through the recording of the few days, pretty much my OBS shut down because I had no more space on my computer. But don't worry, you get to see the finished product on the next day. And on day 99 to day 101, yes, I know I've done a little bit more than 100 days, but hey, it's a bit of a longer video for you guys. But yes, this is the finished product of my build. I'm very pleased with it. It was quite difficult though doing the fan. The actual building itself wasn't too difficult, but it was only the fan the hardest part. But after showing you guys the finished product, I had to do a bit more mining to finally unlock the end phase. And on day 102 to day 104, unfortunately, this was going to be my last bit of building. well, it's kind of more like farming because I did just pretty much build a massive area of farmland, and I think it turned out pretty good. It was quite long because I needed quite a bit of dirt, so I did have to do my trick of doubling my dirt again. But apart from that, I was very pleased with the end result. And speaking of the end, on day 105 it was time. It was time to go ahead and defeat the Ender Dragon. And of course, I wasn't going in empty-handed. I decided to make some potions. One was a potion of strength and a potion of slow falling, just in case I got hit by the Ender Dragon and I wouldn't die. I just jumped into the Nether portal and headed straight into battle. And as usual, the first thing you do is build a cross and then defeat all of the towers by blowing them all up. After blowing up the towers, I fought the dragon for a good amount of time. Nothing got in my way apart from a few Endermen, but they were quickly dealt with. After that, the dragon decided to fly really high up in the sky, and for a minute I thought it was glitched and I wouldn't be able to defeat it. But luckily, it came back down and I defeated it. I defeated the Ender Dragon. We finally completed the 1-block Skyblock. And as usual, if you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.